Hey guys, today I will show you how you can create this smooth laser split animation in Adobe After Effects. With the clip in your timeline, you want to select new layer and then create a new solid layer with any color you want. You gotta make sure that the whole solid layer matches the entire clip, so you gotta trim it up a little bit. The next thing you want to do is go into scale properties, turn off chain icon, and then you want to set a keyframe on the very first frame. Now all you gotta do is copying my values and then move forward a couple frames and then copy over my values once more. So this next step is going to be pretty simple. You want to duplicate the solid layer, then you want to open the position properties, and from then you want to separate the dimensions. Check the keyframe on the Y position, and then you want to move a couple frames forward until you're satisfied. This next step is very important, so you're going to want to change the position value until the little red line aligns with the clip. All you gotta do now is to make sure it's perfectly aligned, and then you want to move on to the other layer and basically do the same thing but in the opposite direction, aka just make it go down. Just align it perfectly just like you did with the first one. Now just select all the keyframes and then select ease in. Now what you're gonna have to do is open the graph editor and simply just copy what I'm doing here on screen. It's kind of complicated and I don't really know how to explain it, but you just have to copy every single thing I'm doing right here. If you're wondering what kind of microphone I'm using, this is the Shure SM7DB. I have it connected to a audio interface, which is a SSL2 Mark II. This combination of audio equipment is going to give you like the best ever audio and like clarity ever. So I highly recommend buying this. So we're gonna move on to animation right now. So what you want to do is duplicate the clip layer, so you have two of them. It's very important that you add a proportional grid so that you can mark out the first half of the clip right here. So all you gotta do is just to mark the first half, and you gotta make sure that you don't leave out any corners or any edges, you know. It's whatever if you give it a little bit of slack on the side edge right there, but it has to be like split right in the middle. After doing that, you want to move on to the second layer, and basically you just gotta do the exact same thing but in the opposite direction so that you fill the bottom half of the clip. Just make sure to align it perfectly so that it's like completely filled in. And basically after you're done with that, you want to turn off the grid since you don't need it anymore. The only use for it was to just align the little crop, you know. Now you're gonna want to open all the mask properties and add a keyframe on the mask you made. You want to set the keyframe a little bit forward, so just go a little ways forward and add it. Okay, now go all the way back and then double click the mask. Now you just want to move it all the way down to the middle so it goes invisible. Just make sure it's perfectly aligned, and after you do that, you want to move on to the second clip and basically do the exact same thing but in the opposite direction. If you've done everything correctly, it should look like this. Now just select all the keyframes and ease them in. After that, you want to open up the graph. Make sure to select the whole thing and then just copy what I'm doing right here. You want to keep both the values at like 60%. I find 60% to be the best ever value for transitions, so just do those. After you do that, just make sure that everything works correctly and it looks right. It basically should look exactly like this. You gotta pay attention now. So just duplicate both the layers and then just one by one pre-compose them. You gotta make sure to check open new composition and also move all attributes to new composition. Make sure to do it to the second layer as well, and remember to check both the boxes. In the end, it should look like a little sandwich. Now in effects, you want to add turbulent displays. You want to set the amount to 200 and the size to 5. After you do that, just copy the effects and paste it into the other layer. This will seem kinda weird, but just select all the 4 layers and just pre-compose them. On the new pre-comp layer, add in deep glow and then set the radius to 300 and the exposure to 0.28. Once you're done with that, just add in a drop shadow and it will look crazy good. Just use these exact values. Once you're done with that, just recomp the entire thing and it should look something like this. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like so that more people get it on their feeds. And I hope you enjoyed this whole tutorial.